Welcome to Thanks Academy, the podcast where we watch all the best picture winners of all time in random order with random friends. And today's random friend is Austin Smartt.
Hello.
Hey. She said hello to you, and then she said hello to me, which I feel a little slighted, but that's okay.
I was like, I don't know who I should prioritize here. If I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just going to talk to you, or like, no, I'm talking to the listener now.
Right. Well, there's theoretically more listeners than me's, but I've never really counted. We're today, usually these Best Picture winners are either completely obscure and we've never heard about them, or they're like controversially not that good. And you're like, why did this win? But today, I think we're watching one of the universally recognized best movies of all time.
Like ones that aren't shitty, where everyone's like, yeah, we agreed that should have won.
Yeah. It's almost surprising that won because anyway, we're watching Casablanca.
Fuck yeah. I'm excited if I can finally stop pretending like I've seen it. Everyone's like, oh, that movie. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's really, what it did was great. It was...
Yeah, I was going to ask, how have you pretended? Like, what are the sort of things you've said?
I mean, I've taken 2 different film history classes, and each time Casablanca was part of them, but each time somehow I managed not to be in class that day. So, like, I've heard about, like, why it's kind of important, right? It's like, it changed perspectives of World War II, but I still have no idea what the movie's actually about.
Okay.
And haven't fucking seen it. But so when people talk, it's just like, hey, you just kind of nod and agree. It's just like, yeah. Oh, such a good movie. It's great.
Do you have any idea who's in it?
I know Humphrey Bogart plays the main character, and then is he opposite Audrey Hepburn, or who's the opposite?
No, that'd be great, except she would be a child, a very young child.
I have no conception of, like, time. All these people were...
Wasn't Audrey Hepburn in a concentration camp in World War II? Or something like it? She was famously skinny because... No, it wasn't her. It wasn't her personally, but like her family was, and so they never ate, and that's why she was so skinny.
Okay, I was just boy. We tried that Holocaust diet. It is effective. It's like keto, but sadder.
It's like in a very extreme Long Beach.
Damn.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
No, I don't remember the name of the person he's opposite, the main actress who he... Wait, he doesn't yell at her. That's Gone with the Wind. What's the famous line from this movie?
I don't know. I'm telling you,
I know what it is, but I won't say it because I want to leave.
Yeah, I was also I was like, the 2 times I took these film classes, one was my senior year of high school, and one was my sophomore year of college, and those are like my, like, highest weed smoking years ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Like those specific years?
Yeah, it's just like those years, like, I smoked more weed than I think I ever have. Like, for some reason, I just remember. So it's like, everything I remember about this is, like, very blurry. So, like...
Did you keep a spreadsheet? Or, like, how do you...
I don't know.
Was it just so far above in volume where you're comfortable?
I have, like, memories looking back now where I'm like, Jesus Christ, I cannot believe I was, like, smoking that much weed. It's frightening a little bit, you know?
No, I mean, that's the age at which it can have the most negative impact on your long-term memory. So, like, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really when I wanted to hit it, you know? I'm going to do it right.
That was... The sophomore year of college part was the age I first tried to smoke pot and found out I was allergic to it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so...
That sounds rough.
That is also the year that I smoked the highest amount of marijuana by volume in my life.
That's great.
Because it was like 3 puffs and then like, I think I need to go to the hospital. Oh, you're just paranoid, sure enough, yeah.
It's like, no, you did need to go to the hospital.
You were going into anaphylactic shock.
God, I can't imagine. Because, of course everyone's like, look, you're just being anxious. You just gotta breathe.
Sometimes your throat feels tight.
No, I mean, I literally cannot breathe.
Thank God for the EMT driver because he was like, look, I've seen this all the time. They won't tell you this at the hospital because there's technically no test for being allergic to weed because the federal government won't let us run the tests to develop because it's a Schedule 1 drug. So there's no way of, like, officially diagnosing it, but he's like, you're allergic to it, just don't smoke it. And I was like, okay. And then like years go by, and when I was 25, I'm like, well, what about a tincture? What about a gummy? What about a cookie?
All
or
these
brownie?
other things.
Tried all the other things every single time. It wasn't the smoke. It's got to be
actual
the
THC.
Well, and now people are like, is it CBD or is it? And I'm like, I don't want to fuck with it.
Yeah, it's like, that's too... I'm not here to do science just to get high. There's enough other options. It's like, that's a lot of effort.
There's no test for this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to like guinea pig myself when there is so much alcohol all around the world.
Set up a GoPro like on your bathroom mirror. Just like, all right, day 37.
We're going to figure this out. Because if I don't have one more recreational drug, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't have enough options.
I hope they smoked a lot of pot when they made this movie.
Well, I was going to say, I wonder what... Because this was made in the 40s, right? Like 43.
43, yeah.
Okay, so they were probably fucking... I don't know, drinking a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And then, because...
I think the whole movie revolves around drinking.
Okay, yeah, because Prohibition was recently, over in the U.S. But
Yeah.
this isn't... They're not in the U.S., though. But also speed and, like, methamphetamine and things were huge in the 40s because of the war.
And they had just kind of been discovered chemically. So, they were like, oh, well, this will help.
Thanks to the Nazis. I've started this book called Blitzed, Drugs in the Third Reich, and it's about the doctors, like, during the Third Reich that essentially, like, perfected and invented, like, meth and all these different types of speeds.
Started reading the book, right?
No, listening to it.
Oh, well...
It's an audiobook.
For some reason, when you said that, I thought you were, like, writing this book about the Third Reich, and I was like, Austin, I didn't know.
No.
Okay.
Oh, man, you don't know that I collect memorabilia. I sleep in little SS pajamas, Well,
this is the perfect movie for us to watch then. I did see this movie in a film class in college, but that was the years when I was imbibing the most alcohol of my life, and so I have only the vaguest memories of it. I have the general outline of it, but I'm really excited to rewatch it, semi-coherently. Anyway, the other thing I remember about it is the first time I watched it, just to give you a heads up, I realized, like, oh, that's what all those Bugs Bunny cartoons were referencing. Like, all those, like, Warner Brothers cartoons from, like, 60s and 70s all have these, like, parodies of fucking Casablanca, and it just went right over my head.
As a kid.
Yeah, who cares? I was like, why does he look like an ugly man?
Yeah,
it's Humphrey Bogart.
This is rated PG-13 or PG?
This was not rated. This is
pre-ratings. But it's probably like a PG movie.
It is PG. Yeah, I don't think there's enough violence in it to justify PG-13.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, like, that's so probably little kids that, like, were watching this in theaters or that their parents showed them, they would have gotten the Bugs Bunny cartoons, like, because it's like you grew up with Casablanca just being a thing.
I think it was I think those parody things were aimed at the parents.
Okay, yeah.
Because even though this is technically a PG, it's not for kids. I think they'd be bored to fucking death.
There wasn't a lot of entertainment in the 40s.
Good point. It's a good point. Well, it's fine. Let's look at it. Let's watch this as if we're 8 years old and see how it holds up.
I didn't know I was going to be doing some age play shit tonight. Okay. We got Legos, all right.
Yeah, seriously. If you want to, like, I got a Unikitty kit. You can go nuts with it.
This is a great setup.
Thanks. I think it's the other reason Warner Brothers parodied this as their own fucking property, yeah. Ingrid Bergman.
That's who I knew it was somebody, like...
Who, for the longest time, I thought her first name was Ingmar. Is that a name?
Ingmar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ingmar's definitely a name. Where it sounds right.
Yeah.
There aren't many popular
But is that like a
names.
boy name?
Ichabod, Ingmar, Isabel.
Uh-huh. Ida? There's not a lot of Idas running around anymore.
Too punny.
So I think at the time Arabian music could totally work for Morocco, even though Morocco is very far from Arabia.
Yeah. Is it set in Morocco? Is that where it is?
Yeah, that's where Casablanca is.
Oh, okay. I'm showing how much I actually know.
But I just think that's so funny that, like, oh, brown people play Arabian music.
God, I've been so sick to be a composer back then. She's like, yeah, sure, yeah, why not?
What's the cliche? Let's do it.
Imprisoned Europe turned hopefully or desperately toward the freedom of the Americas. Lisbon became the great embodiment
this is pre-India-Pakistan split. Like
Oh, I
India
know.
still goes. And
I
that
fucking
still
love
says
this map.
Persia. Are there any other countries that don't exist anymore?
France is split in half.
To Marseille.
That's crazy.
And this is all like literally contemporary, like the year it came out.
Yeah, because this came out in 43, so
Right in the middle, yeah. I mean, they didn't know it was the middle, but
Spanish
Men by
Morocco.
train or auto or foot across the rim of Africa to Casablanca in French Morocco. Here, the fortunate ones, through money or influence or luck, might obtain exit visas and scurry to Lisbon. And
visas.
from Lisbon to the New World. But the others wait in Casablanca and wait and wait and wait.
Is that dude's dick? Did you see that?
I missed it. God, I gotta
Just-
get it.
This guy was walking through the crowd in like a cloak that was just like a huge dick outline.
What?
Two German couriers
I gotta get my
carrying
dick
important
goggles on.
documents murdered on train from Oran. Yes, sir, Professor.
This is like the original Star Wars cantina scene.
Yeah, it is. Oh my
Just
god.
like long shots of people just kind of like having
Yeah.
fun.
And look at all the aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Madam, he never drinks with customers.
Somebody has to have redone that by now. Like, just made this scene with that song playing in the background.
Yeah.
I've often speculated on why you don't return to America. Did you abscond with the church funds? Did you run off with the senator's wife? I like to think that you killed a man. It's the romantic in you.
It's a combination of all three.
There's a lot of homosexual tension here, too.
My help.
I like to think he killed the guy.
Thanks for throwing away the woman.
I often spend time fantasizing about why you're still here, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Rick, who's he?
Mademoiselle, you're in Rick's. And Rick is,
What?
well, Mademoiselle, he's the kind of man that, well, if I were a woman and I were not around, I should be in love with Rick.
You called it.
I know!
Excuse me. Ah, Major. Mademoiselle London.
I like to think his backstory is he's, in Casablanca because he did real well wherever he was stationed before, but then they found out he liked dudes, but they didn't want, so they sent him like away.
Yeah, he
Like-
got priested.
Priest.
You must remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh.
Typical white woman making the whole bar listen to a sad song.
The little things that fly as time goes by. And when two lovers meet,
It's too real.
all that you gathered
Oh, there's not even a group of you. You're just sitting at a table alone making us all listen to this. Like, we came here to have a good time.
Sam, I thought I told you never to play.
Da-da-da.
Tears in her eyes.
Yep.
And Sam's like, I'm getting the fuck out.
Well, you were asking about Rick, and here he is. Mademoiselle, may I present, well, sir.
Hello, Rick.
Oh, you've already met Rick, Mademoiselle. Well, then, perhaps you also...
This is Mr. Laszlo.
How do you do? How do you do? Well, here's a great deal about Rick in Casablanca. And about Victor Laszlo everywhere. Won't you join us for a drink?
Oh, no, Rick.
Thanks, I will.
Well, a precedent is being broken.
Golly.
He's like, oh, you never fucking drink with me. Even though I fantasize about you, I talk about you, make flirtatious 10,000 franc bets with you.
I can't get over you two. She was asking about you earlier, Rick, in a way that made me extremely jealous.
I wasn't sure you were.
See?
Dude, it's like not even subtext.
I know.
Where's La Bella Roar? Neither one of our stories is very funny. Tell me,
Oh, that was the point?
was it you left me?
Oh, let me try another one. Here's my funny story.
Yeah. I felt that way halfway through a Queer Mountain set before.
Oh, shit.
I guess neither one of these stories are really funny.
Oh, that's the worst feeling when you're like, oh, this is not panning out. I just went to a very real place and have no pivot out of it.
Yep. Damn.
Yeah, the looks they're serving are just like one after the other, just flawless.
To you, Paris.
I'll be there at 10. I'm very happy for both of you.
Yes.
Maybe not so strange. I'll see you in the morning.
He's not like the most morally upstanding guy, but I do like his style.
I know. He's like somehow like a good feeling dirty corrupt official.
Yeah.
You've done a beautiful thing.
Are you crazy Russian?
He's Russian?
This movie in a lot of ways could be called like, where are they from? Or where do you think they're from and where are they actually from?
As I suspected.
How can you close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out
After this disturbance is not safe.
That's straight out. That felt like a Monty Python moment.
There is also to except for one destination to return to occupy.
God, that top.
Occupy France. If those days meant anything at all to me.
I wouldn't bring up Paris if I were you. It's poor salesmanship.
Please listen to me.
God, this is one giant metaphor for America's involvement in the war.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You say anything now to get what you want.
This is just America going, should we get in? Should we not get in?
But you were there in Paris. Remember Paris? Fuck you. I don't want to get in this one.
Yeah.
One woman has hurt you. You take your revenge on the rest of the world. You're a coward and weak.
Ooh.
No.
That's how you get America's attention. Call him a pussy.
Yeah.
And then America's like, what the fuck you say?
Our last
Huh?
hope, if you don't help us victorize
I'm a coward?
What's gonna happen in the third act? Is a Japanese person gonna throw a firebomb at his cafe?
Golly. Alright, fine.
Alright, fine.
Keep your hands on the table.
I suppose you know what you're doing, but I wonder if you realize what this means.
I do. We've got plenty of time to discuss that later.
All of your watchdogs, you said.
Just the same, you call the airport and let me hear you tell them. And remember, this gun is pointed right at your heart.
That is my least vulnerable spot.
He's like, I used to love you, but no more!
This guy is so gay.
He's
Oh my
crushing
God.
hard.
Yes, I'm ready.
Well, they must have smeared a lot of Vaseline on that lens.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm ready.
Hurry, you missed that plane.
No urgency.
Well, I was right. You are a sentimentalist.
Stay where you are. I don't know what you're talking about.
What you just did for Laszlo. That fairy tale you invented to send Ilsa away with him. I know a little about women, my friend. She went. But she knew you were lying.
Anyway, thanks for helping me out.
I suppose you know this isn't going to be very pleasant for either of us, especially for you. I'll have to arrest you, of course.
As soon as the plane goes, Louis.
What was the meaning of that phone call? Victor Laszlo is on that plane.
Why do you stand here? Why don't you stop him?
Ask Monsieur Rick.
Get away from that phone.
I would advise you not to interfere.
I was willing to shoot Captain Renault, and I'm willing to shoot you.
Doesn't everybody have a gun on them?
Put that phone down. Get me the radiator. Put it down.
Major Strasser has been shot. Round up the usual suspects.
Crash wins.
He's like, well, you are trapped here with me forever now. And I do have a thing to hold over you, so I'm not saying I'm going to blackmail you into blowing me
Yeah.
later, but...
This is better than the exit visa gambling.
So,
Rick,
you
you're
want
not only a sentimentalist,
you want a
but
drink?
you've become a patriot.
Yeah, right.
But it seemed like a good time to start.
I think perhaps you're right.
It's a cool shot.
It might be a good idea for you to disappear from Casablanca for a while. There's a free French garrison over a Brazzaville. I could be induced to arrange a passage.
My letter of transit? I could use a trip. It doesn't make any difference about our bet. You still owe me 10,000 francs.
And that 10,000 francs should pay our expenses.
Our expenses.
They go on a honeymoon.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
They're for
They're for sure. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The end. Well, that movie was gay as fuck.
That was super gay. I was so excited.
I had no idea. I'd missed that completely the first time. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of flirting going on between those two.
yes, those two specifically, but basically every guy in this movie has it for Rick.
Yeah.
Like, Sam, I think, is a more true BFF type deal, but
Yeah, Sam's the only one that acted logically around Rick, where he's
Yeah.
just like, look, don't get involved with this girl. Let me just, like, take you out and get drunk.
yeah, he was the only one with like a bros before hoes attitude.
Yeah.
Everybody else was like, hey, bitch, why aren't you paying
Rick's
attention
the
to me?
best guy. Have you met Rick yet? Like, they're all the best friends that, like, really want to fuck the one person in the friend group and never will.
Yes.
They're just too cool. Yeah.
Peter Lorre wants a piece. He just wants to impress him. The chief of police is totally in for it. I mean, that's not even subtext. I was
know.
convinced.
Even, like, the fucking little head Nazi dude that, like, didn't listen to anybody else, like,
Yes.
shut the fuck up and, like, was chill around Rick.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was like, wow, I recognize
Yeah.
some piece right there. And then, like, just the repeated, I don't know, references to how he doesn't go for any girls, even though, like, every other dude around him
Yes.
is like, well,
Right.
you know.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
As I was thinking about it, 'cause it was like, yeah, they do mention several times that he's never, like, been... And, like, I think it's supposed to be like, he's so in love with Ingrid Bergman's character that's like...
Yeah.
But I think really what's going on is Rick just wants that
Here's what I think.
D.
I think I think here's the 2019 look at this. I think Rick's bi, but will definitely like lean man, right? Like he just the Ilsa thing I think was real in France or whatever. Like that
Yeah.
really his heart was genuinely broken. But no other woman is measured up high enough, whereas most men will do. I think that's where he's
Yeah.
at. You know what I mean? Like when you lean by.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You got really high standards on one end and
The other end, you
on
kind of
the
play
other.
loosey-goosey with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's where he was at. Whereas the chief of police just straight gay,
The Chief of Police is just gay.
Yes.
Gay.
just collecting beards at the roulette table.
Yeah, he talked about his, like, the women he was around with, like you talk about a beard. He's like, I'll be in with a blonde tomorrow night. And you know, it's like, oh, yeah, sure you will, buddy. Oh, you're so masculine and straight right now.
Oh, it's only power play stuff. It's
Yeah.
only like, oh, only if I can bribe them. Am I interested? I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I can get them to bribe me. So that was revelatory. Otherwise, that was just a damn good movie.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I thought it was going to get slow at some point, or I was going to lose interest, but, like, it held my, like, attention the whole time. And then, yeah, it was really fucking good. The one thing that was weird to me, and it's because there's, a lot of crying in the movie. A lot of people cry at different times. But, like, the way they were lighting it made their eyes look constantly wet.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like they were all almost about to cry. And so I was having a hard time telling, like, when they were getting ready to actually do it or not. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, I guess Casablanca's on the coast. Maybe it's just really humid there, and everybody's got dewy eyes.
Yeah,
from the
probably.
humidity. I don't know. It was sort of like, I noticed how glisteny
Yeah.
the eye work in this movie was.
Oh. Extra glistening eye work in this. Eye work.
Oh my god, the outfits were incredible. Oh yeah, I promised I was going to look up and see if there was a costume Oscar. This isn't one where I'm like too
familiar.
It wasn't like the first thing I gotta do is look up what this beat, because I'm like, whatever it beat, it deserved it. So
yeah,
it was fine. Is this it? Did I do it right? 1944? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Best Picture, Bogart did not win Best Actor, which is a bit surprising. No. In fact, it didn't seem to win fuck all else. Director. Screenplay. And that's it. That's all they had.
Huh.
They only had like 8. That doesn't seem right. Let's get to Wikipedia.
8 Oscars.
Yeah, of course the Oscars official site is like the worst place to look up things like that.
Why can't fucking award shows get a decent navigable website? Like the Grammys, the Oscars, it always sucks.
Jeez, look how many Best Pictures they nominated back then. And none of them are memorable.
Mm-mm.
That's funny though, that Bogart did get nominated. There we go.
But he didn't
so did Bergman. Actually, Ingrid Bergman got nominated for something else.
Oh, For Whom the Bell Tolls, which is what who won the Best Actor.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, screenplay, documentary.
Okay, there are more categories.
Yeah. Art direction. If they had art direction, they had costume. Come on. No costume.
Really?
Oh. Well, now I want to know the history of the Best Costume Award.
I know, because the outfits in this were stunning.
They really were. I mean, especially for the like film noir-y black and whiteness that it was doing. Like everything was striped and like contrasty, and
the textures.
Yeah,
like, you could like clearly delineate all of your shapes, even though the scenes were super busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had a really good eye for like their like that grayscale.
Okay, there we go. Cameo started
1948,
so it was 5 years too early. Shit. Well, we're gonna give it posthumously.
Yeah,
is that a word for a movie? The movie's not dead. We're going to retroactively award Casablanca best costuming for that year, even though
easily.
I'm sure the 40s, like everything looked awesome the whole time. But
yeah, but that felt particularly stunning. I've watched a lot of old movies, but rarely am like, holy shit, that is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Usually it's like weird. That is an interesting outfit to put on. But this one is like, I'd wear everything in this movie
today,
except for maybe the glittery halter top that French girl wore. Because
also,
as much as I admired it, it just isn't me. I don't think people would want to see me in that. I'm a little old for
it's
it.
One of those things where you show up to a party and it's like, hey crew, whoa,
okay.
Wow.
Is it Pride? Is that why you're wearing that?
Yeah.
Is it Pride Week?
It's not.
Okay.
Well, that's a choice.
Sure. Are you only doing that now? Because if you only do that now, we can roll with it.
Yeah.
But if this is an occasional, I don't know.
I just let me adjust my expectations, so I know what to expect.
Also, I will try really hard not to look at your belly.
Yeah,
it's right there.
It is just all right there.
All right there.
Because that top. That was short by any day standards. It was like right at the sternum.
Yeah.
Like
it was sort of like it was big in the bikini area, and that's it. Everything else was very small.
The other fashion thing I couldn't get into that I noticed is all their ties were super short.
Yeah.
And like just reminded me of like English schoolboy ties.
That was a thing back then. But then you were also guys were supposed to wear their pants super high.
Yeah, like above the belly button.
Yeah, so like the tie was short, but it didn't look like stupid.
I don't know why, but I think it should be just a good rule of thumb that like your tie has to be long enough to choke yourself with, like while you're jerking off. Otherwise, you can't.
That's not very long, though. You can do that with a bow tie, technically,
but not like tied on a door and like.
Oh, I see.
To do it right.
Okay, you didn't say that
risk.
part.
I'm sorry, I just thought it was implied that we were doing things all or nothing.
I was thinking more the half-ass, just like yank back and yank
Yeah.
forward.
No, I want that fear of death, you know?
Yeah, you want the full Michael Hutchins. No, those ties would not, but they were probably made of sturdier material, so as long as you had a handy...
Not these shitty Trump ties.
Oh, God.
I wonder if somebody's tried
Those are too
like...
long. You probably couldn't kill yourself with those for the same reason, except opposite. Because they're so long and stretchy.
You can just
like,
hit the floor.
Yeah, it's like bungee jumping.
Or if they're just super weak and there's secretly like this whole suicide forum where there's like, don't try using Trump ties, they just snap.
Yeah, there's a metaphor. God,
But speaking of metaphors, this whole movie is just like Humphrey Bogart personifying America. Just like, should we get involved in this war? Should we not get involved in this war?
Yeah.
I only look out for me.
Yeah, every
Except
character...
for when women get involved, and then I'm kind of interested.
Every
It's
character represented a different country in World War II. Like, even the minor background characters, they were like... That was... Well, if you think about it, the Russian bartender's a little weird then. They had that little joyous moment at the end. But I guess in World War II, we were friends.
Yeah, we were friends.
Okay.
They got fucked up in the later end of World War II, but at the beginning, we were friendly with them.
That's right. They shouldn't have... They should have had the Russian bartender, like, punch out one of the Nazis or something to, like, keep the whole metaphor alive. But
even had, like, the underground, like, crime lord guy that was profiting from, like, the state in Casablanca. So, like, how there was, like, intense black markets, like, popping up all over Europe, you know?
Yep. They even had the French cop and the Italian cop who were friends but argued all the time. Like, that was perfect.
Yeah.
All the French people in this movie can't pick a side either. That makes sense. And then they had neutral Norway.
Yeah.
Or Sweden.
Yeah, they had a Norway and a Sweden.
Arguing on behalf of Eastern Europe without trying to seem like they're really doing anything. Yeah. It was a good little World War II lesson if you just, like... You could superimpose a little bouncing flag on each character and it would give you a quick history of where the war was at halfway through. Or... Was this halfway through? A third of the way through, eventually. Because it took place right before Pearl Harbor. Damn. Or during Pearl Harbor? I guess news traveled slow, because at some point he made mention of it being December. So they only had like 6 days in December that were pre-Pearl Harbor.
In 1941?
Yeah. Right? December 7th was...
Yeah, so he did. Yeah, so they hadn't. He said it was like December 11th or December 1st or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
So they hadn't.
That news would have hit.
Yeah,
Rick's American Cafe.
Oh man.
So yeah, what a weird
Rick. Here's the thing, though. Rick and Morty kind of fucked that movie up for me because they kept being like Rick, and it's like, oh man, like I just hear that fucking show. Like in my head, instead of like being able to get like, because there aren't main characters called Rick anymore.
That's true. Ilsa called him Richard. That helped.
Yeah,
that's another reason I was sad Peter Lorre died so early because he would have been a perfect Morty. I mean, like,
oh my god, Casablanca, Rick and Morty. Peter Lorre would have been a great Morty. That's
maybe season 3. We'll get that. Them doing that for like 1 second.
If fucking they do come out with that, I'm writing someone a letter. Like, you owe me money. I don't know how you heard it, but you fucking stole that from me.
Exactly.
Like, that is...
Also, parodying Casablanca in a cartoon, totally fucking hack. Warner Brothers did it for decades.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. It's been done. That's even worse than a Simpsons did it. Like, Bugs Bunny did it.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny already did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go back and look at Bugs Bunny's like cross-dressing outfits and see if they actually match Ingrid Bergman's because like Humphrey Bogart matched 100%. That like in the rain like pop collar fedora like look,
the trench coat.
Yeah, but if they actually like copped like her real outfits, that would be amazing.
When I think back on Bugs Bunny in drag, I see a lot more Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, it's worth checking. It's a research paper for sure. Like, the costuming of Bugs Bunny and drag. Also, the question of whether or not
That's a
Bugs
liberal
Bunny
arts thesis.
was in drag or just femming up, because Bugs never does get a definitive gender. I
It's
just want to
true.
point that out.
Yeah.
And also Bugs being so much more clever than everybody else and nimble. I'm just saying. I think Bugs Bunny is a woman. That's my hot take
state
for the
my
episode.
claim.
Yes, I think that's been underexplored.
Bugs Bunny's a woman, and when Bugs Bunny's dressing like Humphrey Bogart, drag king.
That's drag. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's drag.
Because really, when you think about it, Bugs Bunny only has the one male outfit, but has like a lot of different female
No
looks.
outfit.
No, but when he does
the Bogart.
Humphrey, he just
Yeah.
does Humphrey.
That's true.
But like when he's like doing like girl drag, tons. of like, so probably
Extensive closet. Also very good at putting on makeup.
yeah.
It's, at least had a queen mentor. But like, no, it makes more sense that Bugs is a woman. And of course, if a woman wants to dress up in drag, you go baggy and big. To get
to
that
cover
bulk
your-
and that squareness. So like trench coats, hats. Yeah.
I buy it. Yeah, Bugs Bunny's a woman.
Kind of high-pitched voice, if you think about it.
Yeah.
At the very least, Bugs Bunny's a trans woman. At the very, if you just can't let go of the idea of Bugs having a dick. I'm going to say
Even though we never see
we
it.
never see it.
We never know it's actually
We see
there,
Bugs Bunny naked for 75 years.
but we never...
never once seen even the hint of a dick. And a lot of fur down there, so I'm just saying.
And the only people Bugs Bunny has ever kissed have been men.
That's true, too.
Bugs has never kissed like any sort of lady kind of character.
No, and I think they might have shoehorned in some sort of female Minnie Mouse type Bugs in the 70s, but
Yeah, they came up with like a lady Bugs Bunny.
you know what?
Because they were probably like, no, we're not doing this baggy shit with letting him dress in like women's clothes anymore if we're making new episodes.
I don't think that's canon for a couple of reasons. One, nobody can remember that fucking character's name.
Lola.
Lola?
I think it's Lola.
Okay,
right?
Lola Bunny?
I'm just trying to think, because she's in Space Jam too, right?
Okay,
She
Space
started
Jam
doing
not
what's-
canon, sorry.
Definitely not. But I'm
No.
just trying to I think it is Lola.
Okay, well,
But
Lola is
not canon.
definitely a lesbian's name. I'm going to throw that one out there, first of all.
Yeah, too many L's.
Yeah, too many. It just... you don't go by Lola
No.
unless you're going to, wear the 90s hip-hop pants and go dancing. And so I think that doesn't prove that Bugs is a guy at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Casablanca. Okay, so...
Yeah.
I don't know what else there is to say about this movie. This movie's probably been done to death, so it's not like one that we have to explain or explore.
I'll never
a
not be
surface
shocked.
level.
Yeah, I'll just, on a personal note, never not be shocked at how turned on I got when that big guy kept swatting flies. I
Oh,
don't know-
Ferrari?
Yeah, when he like that look he had in his eyes, like he had the eyes like being like, yeah, you're a dirty little girl, smack. It's just like, yeah, that's what went through my head. It's like, oh god, I shouldn't be turned on by that, but that was such a satisfying like.
It was so casual and swift, too.
Yeah,
Like, it was just decisive.
It was very practiced.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was the confidence and practiceness of it.
It looked more like a switch than a fly swatter. It was more like, kind of a thing. Yeah. Not a lot of other I did like the French girl. I felt a little bit bad for her. Because she's the only other woman in the movie, right? Pretty much. Oh, no, there was also sad Bulgarian Kansas girl.
Yeah. I mean, typical night. They were all in some sort of relationship status, or like that was the main like reason they were there. But
That's true. Because like French girl was on her own. She was a strong, independent slut. So I'll give her that.
that's technically a relationship status. Like she's just got multiple relationships. She
has no
she's
relationship
fucking a
at the
lot of
beginning of the
people.
movie. She's getting
That's
drunk
true.
and like trying to drunk text Bogart, but he's like, "No,
Yeah, and then
I ghosted you. Get out."
oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Kind of inspirational.
Well, kind of familiar. I don't know if I'm inspired or just like I recognize game.
Just like I'm seeing a lot of myself in that.
Yeah, I've been at that bar stool.
It did make me want to smoke a cigarette.
This movie,
Yeah.
it made me so glad I don't anymore. Like they were so like you pointed out, so unfiltered and.
I would even if I smoked like an old, I would get sick afterwards. But just
Yeah.
like watching so many people do it, it's just like I'm that cheesy person that like they talked about like in Dare and the anti-drug classes, like don't start smoking because you think it looks cool, and everyone's like, why would I start smoking because I think it looks cool? I'm like, I want to smoke because I think it looks cool.
That's the
It looks so cool, you guys.
You know what gets me, and this is weird, is pipe smoking makes me want to like smoke a pipe.
Really?
Yeah, because there's something about it.
Would not have thought you were a pipe person.
I experimented with pipes in college. I did.
That sounds
really
like
did.
a line
There was
the cop would issue. I experimented with pipes in college.
Well, I had to use one in a play. And it's just, I like the mouthfeel of something clacking around in your mouth or like holding it,
Yeah.
you know? And it just tastes a little better. It's not like, it's somewhere between like cigar tobacco and vaping. Like you get like cherry flavored and all sorts of stuff.
I had my pipe phase, you know? Also in college.
See?
You know? I experimented with different types of tobaccos and, I got all into it for a little bit.
The only thing that keeps me from like going back to Pipeland is that it doesn't look cool. It looks not cool at all.
At all. You look like the person that brings a typewriter into public.
Yes. You look at baseline pretentious and at worst Republican. Like there's really no... And then especially a woman with a pipe is not...
Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I think that's just the general reaction of society. Is like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like unless I think if you do it, it's one of those things that you have to go all the way. You have to have like a super nice pipe. You have to know like everything about it. Like it needs to be a full on thing you invest in. You can't just like casually smoke a pipe.
There's got to be a style of pipe, like a short corn cob or something that somebody's going to Diane Keaton into cool. You know what I mean? Like some sort of like not super masculine but cutely draggy. Mm-hmm. I do think it'd be like a little pink, a corn cob with a pink
like mouthpiece, like faux ivory that's like pink.
Oh God, I'm gonna try, aren't I? I'm gonna try this, and I'm gonna get made fun of.
Now you're like, I'm making it a thing.
I gotta make it a thing.
Cute pipe's gonna be a thing.
I think it's possible. I think someone with the right amount of flair.
You might end up getting Mean Girls at some point. It's like, stop trying to make cute pipes a thing. It's not gonna happen.
Oh my God, Austin, thank you so much for watching the movie with me. I'm glad you finally saw Casablanca.
Yeah, I know, me too. This was fun.
Or Casablanca.
Yeah, Casablanca.
As Humphrey Bogart says it. Do you want to plug your wonderful podcast?
Oh yeah, I do a podcast called Gender Fluids. It comes out every Wednesday, and you can get it on iTunes and Spotify and all the podcast apps. So check it out. It's about dirty sex and gender exploration and lots of other fun, horrible things.
You will not make it through an episode without learning something. That's what I've discovered with this podcast.
Whether you wanted to learn it or not.
Yeah.
It's just a thing in your head
Even
now.
if you think you're completely savvy about all corners of all things human being, no, there's always something new in that one. And you'll also see, Austin Oliver's Austin, just like all of the people on my podcast. She's a fantastic comic. And I will see you guys next week with another classic. No, I don't know if they're all classic. This is the only classic. This is the last classic. From here on out, it's shit. Tune in next week. Bye.
Bye.